Hello YouTube. This is just a short, quick review of my brand new Samsung Galaxy Tab 3 7-inch version. I went ahead and just put this protective cover on it. I went ahead and got the black and brown version of this one. I also have an iPad mini, and the chip in this is a dual-core 1.2 gigahertz processor with 1 gig of RAM, which is comparable to what my iPad mini is. However, I went with the Samsung because I wanted to get an Android device that I can kind of do a couple different things on, like I don't know, there's a lot of apps out there on the Android software that you can't just get on iOS. So I wanted to get one of these and kind of mess around with it. I have to say that I'm not, it's not a bad little device, but I'm not really happy with it. I was looking at getting the Google, the Nexus 7 instead of this, and I went with the Samsung only because it was just a little bit smaller, and I just wanted something a little bit more portable than my iPad mini. And looking back, I should have went with the Google, the Nexus 7, which is a quad-core, 2 gigs of RAM. This thing notoriously, no matter what I'm doing with it, generally eats up almost all the RAM, about 80% of it, and I have to keep clearing some of the, I use this one-tap boost where it clears some of the RAM being used, and just in a couple minutes later it's still being used again. So I don't know much about these devices on why they do that. I'm definitely a big fan of the Apple products. Although this is a really nice looking device. I mean, I really like the black, and it's kind of like a stainless steel looking brown on the edges. It's very nice looking. It doesn't work bad, but compared to the same similar processor, I mean, you can't really tell on the video, but there's some lag. Web pages don't load nearly as fast as on my iPad mini. The cool thing about this is the reason I wanted this one over the Nexus 7. Again, in hindsight, I should have went with the Nexus 7. This has 8 gigs of onboard memory, or onboard storage space, whereas the Nexus 7 had 16. This actually has a mini micro SD slot on the side. You can't see it because the case is on here. But I wanted to go with that because you can get up to 64 gigs of storage. And I went ahead and ordered one of those cards, and I got a defective one, so I'm arguing with a guy on eBay about it now. I'm going to get my money back and get a SanDisk one. They seem to be a lot more reliable. But the problem with this thing, it's just kind of slow. I mean, it's just not as sharp and as fast as my iPad mini, and I'm not really sure why that is. You would think the processor speeds, in the specifications, they would be comparable, but they're just not. Again, the iPad mini is more expensive. It's like twice the price. And like I said, the reason I went with this was because of the memory card that the Google Nexus 7 didn't have. And then also, this one has, on this side over here, a infrared port. So I figured it would work out really good for like a universal remote. However, I haven't messed around with it too much, but the app that comes on it for the remote feature, it's really terrible. I mean, I can't really figure the thing out. And it's a lot easier just to use the remote that came with the TV. I don't have cable, so it has some features in that remote that lets you look at what's on and stuff like that. But that's not really of importance to me. I really want something that's going to be really simple. Turn on the TV, change the channel, and I'm sure there's other apps out there that I'm sure I just have to find the right one. But the onboard one with this is it's pretty terrible. So if that's a feature you're looking for, I recommend not getting this for that feature. The media card, I guess that's all right, but I would spend an extra $75 and go ahead and get the Google Nexus 7. It's only slightly bigger, not by much, and I really should have went with that one. But it's not a bad device, like I said. I mean, it's not the worst you can get out there. I got mine for about $149, which is kind of a decent price point. I would have been happier for $100 for what this thing does. Not really too much else to say about it. I went ahead and changed the keyboard out and went with the Google keyboard. I just found the factor when it came with it, the letters are really small and kind of difficult to type correctly with it. The Google one seems to be a lot better and seems to be a lot more responsive. And this I don't really use. This is using the operating system of 4.1. I believe it's a Jelly Bean, and they for some reason didn't put 4.2 on it. I'm not sure if because of the speed or what, but the Google Nexus one, that one comes with the 4.2. So that's my short review. Not really too much to say about it. Like I said, it's not a horrible device, but definitely put your money towards the Nexus 7. That's a quad core. This is a dual core. And also, if you're looking to go with like an Android product, I mean, that seems to be the best one out right now. This thing definitely does not compare to the speed of my iPad Mini. And I've actually done a couple things to this thing by changing some of the menu features where you can change, I'm not sure what you call it there. Let's see here. You go under the settings here, and you go to developer options, and right there where it says Windows animation scale, transition animation, and animation duration scale, I went and turned those all down to 0.5 times. It doesn't look as pretty when you do that, but I don't notice it too much, and it did help to speed it up a little bit or give you the idea that it's moving a little faster. I don't know. I mean, brand new device, you really shouldn't have to do anything to speed it up, especially when a lot of phones are dual core. I don't know if maybe I got a bad one, but I went to the store and checked out the other ones, and they just kind of seemed like that's just what you get. So that's my review. Nice looking, but go with the Nexus 7.